Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time it is in your time zone. We've opened up the masterclass. We're going to start in about 5 minutes, but I just wanted to open the doors, let's say, to welcome all of you who have come in here. And to let you guys in, to welcome everyone, to say hello. Go ahead and put in the chat, while we're waiting for the official start time, go ahead and put in the chat, just tell me where you're from. I was looking at the list of students earlier today, and I saw that we had really students from all over everywhere. So just go ahead and you can find the chat and just type in the name of your country or the name of your city, and let's see where we've got people from. I'm looking at the list of names. I see Alexander, Aya, Carlos, Charlotte, Cyril, Estelle, Gladys, Hee-Young, Hung. Hello, Hung. Good to see you here. We've been sending some emails back and forth. Maria Rita, hello. Good to see you here as well. Rameshi, Roma, Sylvie, hello, Sylvie. Good to see you. Yeah, Yuri, hello, Yuri. Yuri, welcome to the Successful Small Talk course. I saw that you joined the course earlier this week, so I just wanted to say hello to you as well. Yeah, good. Let's see, we've got Egypt, Deepa, Christian from Nantes. Yeah, you guys are good. Vladimir from Russia. Wow, I would love to visit Russia one day. It's on my list of countries to visit someday. Marcos from El Salvador. Hello, Marcos. That's kind of my side of the world where I'm from. I'm from Mississippi. So you're over on that hemisphere. Good. Looks like we're going to have a good group this evening or this afternoon or this morning, depending on where you are. So yeah, that's great. Let's see. So we've got Yasser from Egypt. Yeah. Good. Pangeran from Indonesia. Wow, what time is it in Indonesia? I imagine it's quite late over in Indonesia. But thanks a lot for staying up, let's say, and coming over to the masterclass. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to be honest, I'm a little nervous because I don't do live events so often. So it is a little new. I was playing with the technology last week to try to make sure everything works. So in theory, everything is going to work. If for some reason there's some sort of weird technology, mishap, because it is technology, don't worry, you guys. I am recording the webinar. I don't know if I'll send a replay. I haven't decided that yet. Because I like the live events to be live events. That's it's part of the fun. And nobody watches a 1-hour video anyway, really. So we're going to see what happens. Fingers crossed. Genevieve, thanks for your encouragements here. I figure I tell you guys all the time, go outside your comfort zone and, don't be afraid to make mistakes. So I guess I have to practice what I preach, as we say in English. It means that you have to do the thing that you tell other people to do as well. So, going outside the comfort zone a little bit. But it's okay. It's, I feel like I'm with, friends and family, and we're going to have a good time, because that's really, really what it's all about, is enjoying it. Learning English, improving your English so that you feel more confident, so that you feel comfortable in English. And that's what it's all about. Nobody's perfect. We're not trying to be perfect. We're just trying to do our best. Right. So it's just about time to start. We got about another minute. But while we're waiting for everyone to start, I want you to put this in the chat. I'm curious to see why do you want to improve your small talk skills in English? Just go ahead and put that in the chat. You know, what is your motivation, or what is your difficulty that you have with small talk? Even for native speakers, small talk is not an easy thing to do. Someone commented on that on Facebook, I think today, and they said, you know, oh, Christina, I'm American, and tell your students that even for us native speakers, small talk is not always easy. So yeah, go ahead and put it in the chat. Oh, Junling, hello, Junling. I'm glad you could make it. Go ahead and put in the chat and tell me, you know, what is your motivation, or what is your desire, or, you know, what is the thing that you struggle with, your big difficulty with making small talk in English. Gladys, I live in the USA for 2 years, and it's hard to have conversations with Americans. Yes, and we're going to see that small talk is a very important part of American culture, and so it is an important skill for anyone who is living in the US or working in the US, because that's really how you're going to build connections, and build your relationship and build your network, and, you know, just to enjoy interacting with people, whether you're living in the US, you're working with Americans, or you're working in just working in English in sort of an international environment. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's, first, if you are in a hurry, and you know that you cannot stay until the end of the masterclass. Let's see, if I'm in French, I don't like small talk because we don't share. Yeah, Charlotte, that's something that I noticed in France, and that me personally, I had a very hard time with when I moved to France, because I like making small talk with people. And I quickly realized that it's kind of not done in the same way in France as in the US. But so if you're in a hurry, and you're not going to be able to stay for the end of the master class, I just wanted to let you know that if you join the Successful Small Talk course tonight before 11:59 p.m., there are 2 special gifts for you. The first one is you're going to get a free copy of my new ebook when it comes out in November. What was that? How to avoid 50 common mistakes and avoid confusion in American English. So you'll get a free copy of that. It's like 75 pages. There's audio. A lot of the chapters have video that explain how you can avoid some very common mistakes that can create confusion. And the second bonus gift that you'll get if you join the course before midnight tonight is we're actually going to give free access to the online course, Successful Small Talk, for your spouse, partner, even a colleague. If you have a colleague who wants to do the course with you, and also for anyone who joined the course already. So Yuri, I know that you joined the course already. I think Eric, you joined the booster pack, I think. So we'll contact you, and we're actually going to get a free access to a, let's say, person of your choice, spouse, partner, colleague, anyone. For anyone who has already joined, or anyone who joins the course before midnight tonight. So a little bonus gift for you. Now, so to start, my question is, what are you currently doing to improve your English? And you can put this in the chat and tell me a little bit about, what you're doing at the moment to improve your English. It could be studying books, it could be watching television series, it could be listening to podcasts, maybe talking with colleagues, watching my videos I see, thank you very much. Watching so much stuff on YouTube. There's so much stuff on YouTube, I agree. It's sometimes overwhelming how much stuff is out on YouTube, watching the BBC. Okay, you guys, yeah, I'm looking at the answers and you guys are fantastic because you're doing a lot of things. Attila in the Fluency Club. Yes, high five, Attila. So you're doing a lot of different things. Now, the question though is, if you're doing all of these things, which are fantastic, why do you feel like you're still having difficulties making small talk in English? And let's think about this, because sometimes I have a lot of students who say, like, I watch TV, I watch YouTube videos, I read books, I go to websites, the BBC, but I still feel blocked. I've been learning English for 10 years. Yeah, I'm shy and the words don't come out. I listen, but it's difficult to speak. Confidence is a big thing. Sometimes it's just a question of saying, I can do this, and you'll realize that you can. And just to share, what some students have told me, just like over the years of working with people, is that, they want to have deeper conversations, to go beyond the superficial discussions, but they don't have the reflexes to develop their ideas. And so they answer with short answers, and it just cuts the discussion. Like the conversation example I sent you with Coralie, if you got the email about that's a perfect example, where it's just like, how are you? Good. How was your weekend? Good. And it just stops the conversation. We're going to see that later. Other students say that they want to make small talk in English more, but they don't know how to initiate the conversation. So they have this desire, but they don't want to look ridiculous, and then they just don't start a conversation. So they miss that chance to practice English. They miss the chance to perhaps meet someone interesting, maybe get a good professional opportunity, or just meet someone who becomes a friend, which is nice. And then a lot of my business students, they say that it's okay for professional topics like meetings and things like that, but when they have to discuss the everyday topics, it's like they only have 50% of the words that they need to make conversation on these everyday topics, like your weekend, the movies, a movie that you saw. I just said that. But maybe, I don't know, something you saw in the news, or something that your kids are doing at school. Estelle, yeah, when people talk fast and then it's your turn to respond and you feel like you're responding much more slowly, and then you're slowing the conversation. And that's just not a very comfortable feeling. But, don't worry, because it's kind of normal, in fact. Probably because, in most traditional English classes, let's say, you don't always learn the typical expressions that we use in small talk, and especially, like Gladys said, to be able to respond quickly and continue the conversation. Also, in small talk, there's a lot to manage. You're using vocabulary, you're understanding different accents, people who talk fast. There's cultural differences, and to think about, can I ask this question? Is it rude? Is it appropriate? I don't know. That's a lot. It's a lot to think about. And if you master the most common topics, you'll feel okay for the few times when you don't have the exact words. You'll feel more confident. And so if there is a little mistake, you'll be able to easily continue the conversation, or find a different way to, explain what you mean. And you'll just continue the conversation naturally, because that is something that happens even to native speakers. So, it's great that you've been doing these things to try to improve alone, but, sometimes you need a little help. It's like the Beatles song, help, I need somebody, help. Not just anybody. I'm not going to sing for you, but you get the picture. And it's a little like in these pictures, which is a mix of me with some of my students, me with some of my own coaches, me with some of my friends who are also English teachers, because when you have people who are there with you and supporting you, it just helps you to feel like you can do it, and to give you that boost and to give you that confidence. And I'm sure you've seen that with Speak English with Christina. A little bit about me in case you are very new to Speak English with Christina. I've been teaching English, business English mostly, since 2004, so it's kind of a long time now. I do a lot of speaking at international conferences where I meet other teachers and we exchange and we get a lot of support for each other and from each other. Of course, I've created Speak English with Christina, and you are actually like 300,000 students all around the world. I call you guys ambassadors because I feel like you are, like you're representing what it means to improve your English, to develop your skills, to increase your confidence, to try and to go out and to make connections with people. So it's like you're ambassadors of this whole sort of mentality or attitude, let's say. And, there's more than 700 of you who have followed my different online courses, coaching programs, etc. So I couldn't do it without you. I'm not going to say you can do it without me, because there's so many good teachers out there, but I'm here and I want to help you. And that's why we're going to do that tonight. So what we're going to look at tonight, you're going to learn how to start a conversation in English with anyone. You're going to learn what not to do in small talk. And we're going to see a lot of students do this. I don't think they do it on purpose, but they do. And I'm going to help you avoid that. And you're going to get this little Jedi mind trick, let's call it, that gives you a little boost of instant confidence. And it's something that you can do like that. I've had some students in the Successful Small Talk course who have tried it, and they were like, wow, I don't understand it, but it works. So we'll see. Because, like I said, together we can do this. I'm here to help you and support you to feel more confident when you're making small talk, because it can lead to so many, opportunities. You never know. So here's that easy technique of how to feel confident starting a conversation in English. And by the way, if you've got your Masterclass workbook that I sent you before, you got it when you registered, and you have it maybe now. If you've got it, this is the time to make some notes. So easy technique to feel confident in starting a conversation. Like, what can you say to start a conversation? What can you say to make a connection? What can you do to encourage the conversation? We're going to look at this. It's a 3-step technique. And the first thing, the easy technique to start, is to anchor your conversation. And this means that you find something in your environment or something that you share with the other person. It's a shared observation to start your conversation. For example, let's imagine that you're waiting for a meeting to start with a colleague. There's something you have in common. You are waiting to start a meeting, and you could just say something like, I hope this meeting isn't too long. It's not a very complex sentence, but it's just a way to break the ice, to start and to initiate the conversation. Then, to create a connection, you're going to reveal something about yourself. So you're going to say something personal. For example, I want to go jogging after work if we don't finish too late. So you're sharing a plan that you have. you've shared with the person that one of your hobbies is to go jogging. So you're revealing something about yourself. And then you want to encourage the discussion to continue. So you're going to ask a question. And this might be something like, what about you? Any plans for after the meeting? Or, do you have any plans after the meeting? And this is what it looks like. You're standing there with your colleague, you're waiting for the meeting to start. You want to try to make small talk. You remember that R technique, anchor, reveal, encourage, and you go up to your colleague and you say, I hope this meeting's not too long. I want to go jogging after work, maybe. What about you? Any plans for after the meeting? And there you go. It's a simple series of 3 sentences. Anchor, something you have in common. Reveal, share something about yourself, and encourage them to continue the discussion by asking a question. You break the ice, you take that first step, and you see that, hey, it's not as bad as I thought it was. I can go up and I can start a small talk conversation. Now that you've asked a question, here's what not to do. This is, what you don't want to do after you ask the questions and you get the discussion going. Let's imagine, let's flip the roles. Sardar, I see is this class live? Or what will be the difference from YouTube video? Sir, yes, this is a live class. So one of the differences is that I can see your questions in the chat. And I can try to answer them as we go. So it is a live class. So yeah, anyway, so let's imagine, we're going back to what not to do in a small talk discussion. Your colleague comes up to you, or your friend or someone, and they try to start a conversation with you. They're like, oh, this person looks nice. Oh man, I hope this meeting isn't too long. I want to go jogging after work. What are you going to do after the meeting? And you say, nothing special. Yeah. And this is what you do not want to do. You don't want to just stop at the minimum answer, because if you don't develop your answers a little bit, like with one extra sentence. Small talk, it's like pulling teeth. And this expression in English, it's like pulling teeth. It means it's long, it's painful, it's like really someone is trying to pull a response out of you, and that is not a good experience for anybody. So you want to try to develop your answer a little bit. Instead of just saying, oh, nothing special, develop a little bit. Oh, nothing special. Basically, have a coffee, go back to work. And then again, you can ask another question to continue the discussion. Oh, where do you go jogging? Because remember, they revealed something personal about themselves. And you want to, maybe show interest in the other person, ask a question, continue the conversation. Another example, let's imagine you're meeting someone new and they say, oh, I don't think we've met. I'm Christina, nice to meet you. What do you do here? What is your job in the company? And you say, I'm a project manager. You're a little hesitant. You don't feel so confident about this small talk conversation. And then you have that awkward silence. It's like, I'm a project manager. It's a little uncomfortable, huh? So, the person will probably wait for you to develop your answer a little bit. And they're like, oh, what kind of projects are you managing at the moment? And, they're a little destabilized because you're not playing the game of developing your answers. And if you just respond, again, some IT projects. Awkward silence. And probably by that time, the person's going to say maybe, oh, well, it was nice to meet you. Well, I got to go because I have to go get a cup of coffee. Or they will, find some excuse to end the conversation. Because if you're giving these very, very short answers, it looks like you don't want to make the conversation with them. Now, maybe you do, and maybe the short answer, it's because you're not sure about your English, you're not sure what you should say or what you can say, or you're thinking and you're trying to find your words, but the other person might just say like, okay, so, Farah or Nadia or Eric is not interested in talking. I'm just gonna go. And then you are left standing there and you're like, why am I so slow to find my words? And it is a very frustrating experience because you want to build the conversation and you want to have the connection, but it just doesn't come out. So imagine that same scenario. You're going to try to develop your answers a little more. It's not any complicated sentences. We'll see this, but it makes such a big difference. Someone comes up to you and say, okay, I don't think we've met. I'm Christina. Nice to meet you. What do you do here? And you respond, oh, I'm a project manager. I work on technology projects most of the time. You've developed. Asma, yes, Asma, hello, I see you, and I am calling out your name because you told me you asked for a special request, and I said to myself I would do it. So, hello, Asma, good to see you from Algeria. And then the conversation continues, and they're like, oh, well, that sounds interesting. What kind of projects are you managing at the moment? And now also, because you have the skills to make small talk, you can use those little transition words that make conversation really natural. And you're like, oh, well, right now, a big IT project. We're doing tasks, but it's not easy. And they're like, oh, yeah, I hear what you say. I hear what you're saying, which is kind of a typical spoken expression to mean like, yeah, I understand what you mean. Okay, so far so good, I think. Let me just, oh, sorry. Well, sorry guys, little tech bug here. All right. So going back to the presentation, and these are the kinds of things that Maria, very interesting, exactly the same happened to me, which is worse, it happened in a job interview, right? Maria, very, very good point. I do have a video on the blog. So if you go to ChristinaRobuffet.com and you just search for small talk job interview, there is a free little episode on how to make small talk in job interviews. So check that out so you don't have that same problem again in the future. So, all of this is the stuff that we cover in the Successful Small Talk course. Lesson 1.1, which I think it's tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow you're going to get access to the complete module 1.1. So in that lesson, you're going to see how to really talk about your job in small talk. Going to get some phrasal verbs that are very common for small talk. You look at the little transition word basically, which makes you sound more fluid and more fluent because it's a very natural, spontaneous way of making conversation. And how to talk numbers with Americans. You're talking about business. There's often that question of, can we talk about money? Is it okay? Is it taboo? What can I say? Tomorrow, you're going to get access to lesson 1.1. and you'll get a little preview of all of that. And you can do all of the activities. And then, you know, when you actually get into the course, we go into things like discourse markers. These are those little words like actually, well, oh, you're right, that's funny, oh, you're kidding, I hear you, things like that that are going to make you sound a lot more natural, which makes you sound a lot more friendly when you're making small talk. And just to show you a little bit, you know, these are all extracts from the video lessons in the course. You know, phrasal verbs like pick up. You know, you can pick up some brochures about your city. You can pick up a visitor's pass for someone who is visiting your city, like a friend or a colleague. And pick up, which means basically to get for free or to buy something. It means to go and get, pick up some postcards, pick up some souvenirs, pick up some specialties, you know, things like this that you will hear all the time in conversations with native speakers and with advanced learners of English. Farah, oh, I received your email PDF and I read it. I really loved it. Thank you, Farah. I'm so happy to hear that that was really, really very useful for you. Thank you. And so when you get all of this stuff and you can use it in your small talk conversations, like it makes you feel like, yes, like I can do this, like woohoo. And you see that you can, Sylvie, very good example. You can pick up someone at the airport. That is a super example. So, you know, you feel that confidence and you feel that comfort. And I won't say it's like your native language because that's a very advanced level, but you do feel a certain freedom and a certain, comfort when you're making small talk and you're following small talk at that level. So I promised you a instant Jedi mind trick that'll give you this a little extra boost of confidence. Like if you want to start a small talk conversation, but you're a little afraid and you just need a little push, this is what you do. Well, first of all, the first thing is to realize that it's normal to feel nervous when you're meeting someone new. I mean, even in your own language, this is normal. Penguin, I want to pick up my jacket at home. Yes, that is correct. Good example. So when you feel nervous because you're meeting someone, you're maybe concentrating on your English too much. You're just thinking too much about it. And then you become kind of tense and you know, you feel nervous. And the more nervous you feel, the worse your English is going to be. That it's just a fact. So what you want to do to remove that nervous feeling is just play a little trick with your mind and imagine that you're seeing an old friend. Like imagine that person is just someone that you haven't seen for a long time. And this is the kind of little conversation strategy that you get in the Successful Small Talk course. This is from lesson 2.1, meeting and greeting new people. You imagine that the person is your old friend. But of course you still introduce yourself and you shake hands, but you tell yourself that you're so happy to see this person, that you are, you wanted to meet them and now you're getting that opportunity. And the difference is that you relax, your body language changes. You're maybe not so kind of crisp and tense like this, but you're relaxed. Yeah, hi, nice to meet you. And you feel more comfortable. Farah, let me see. I start having connection problems. I left. Farah, if you join the course tonight, I will see your email address when you join the course, and yes, you will get that gift. That's why I announced it at the beginning. Anyone who joins the Successful Small Talk course before midnight tonight, because you came to this to the Masterclass and because you got that special announcement, you will get both of those gifts. So just to let you know. And this technique, it sounds a little like, yeah, whatever, Christina, this doesn't work. It's, no, I don't believe you. But like I said, I've had students who tried that. And like Jeremy, who took the course, he tried this thing and he sent me a message and he's like, I don't know how or why this technique works, but it does. He said, I went to meet a new American colleague. Usually I feel, uncomfortable and not so great. But I did that mind trick and I felt like it was easier to speak with him in English. So these are, little conversation techniques that are very easy to implement. And often it's a question of mindset and mentality, but it can make a big difference on the quality of your English and the quality of your small talk, and so the quality of your connections that you can build through small talk. If you want to see some more stories from other students who have taken the course, because it's always interesting, I can tell you that this course is great, but it's more interesting for you to read the stories of students who are in the same situation as you, who have the same difficulties, and to see what their experience has been. Zainun, do we have the chance to talk with you? In the booster program, and I'm going to give you some details about that. Yes, we do have some live coaching sessions with that, but I'll get into that in just a minute. So, you see that you can do this. It's not, you don't have to know tons of vocabulary. You don't have to have perfect grammar. But you can still feel comfortable in everyday conversations. And, what do we mean by everyday conversations? Conversations that are included in the small talk course. It's, talking about you and your job and your company, when you're going to meet and greet visitors, when you're going out to a restaurant, you're sharing your feelings and your opinions about like books, films, describing things, and even how to discuss sensitive topics like politics and things like that diplomatically and in sort of in the correct way. And then your free time activities, like conversation, like native, sorry, I was reading the comments. How often you all have to face native? Okay, Bisho, you're asking others a question. Good job. But, talking about your weekend, starting the conversation. So that's what you've learned today. And discussing things to do and places to visit, if someone's coming to visit your city. Let's see, Farah, how can we join the conference tonight? Oh, very good question, Farah. Let me grab something for you. I actually, let me give you the link to join the course. Sorry for the little pause here. But I do want to make sure you guys get that. If you want to go ahead and join the course, that's the link to the registration page. And then you can, choose if you want the Essentials Pack or the Booster Program, which I'll give you the details in just a little bit. And Witaya, you teach a lot of students. Yes, I think there's maybe more than 700 students who have taken courses or coaching programs with me. So yeah, it's one of the things I'm very proud of, because the more I can help people to, improve their English and build connections with other people, I just kind of feel like, the world's going to be a better place if we can all communicate and talk to each other. So all of this, helps you to master the different elements of small talk, building the connections, having the vocabulary, the grammar, cultural tips, especially if you're with, working with or interacting with Americans, typical expressions. And that's, all of what you get inside the Successful Small Talk course. And, I know that we're all super busy. There's like so much to do in one day, which is why, the course, it's made to be compatible with your busy life. The different activities, you can do one activity per day in about 15 to 20 minutes. And you can finish a complete lesson in a week. So you can see that, I don't have time that's not an excuse. You can find 15 minutes or 20 minutes in your day. I'm sure you can. And if you really can't, maybe it's just not a priority for you right now. And that's fine. Everyone has their own personal priorities. But if you know that, you're tired of feeling uncomfortable and you're tired of feeling blocked and you want to be able to make conversations and build friendships and build relationships, 20 minutes a day, you can do it. And the good thing about the course is that you start it when you want. So you can get it, for example, tonight, but you can start it in December or January or next year if you want, because you have access for life. You work when you are available, when you want. You just connect and you do it. Because for the essentials pack, there's no fixed times. You do it, and little by little, and if you're regular with it, in under 3 months, you can, finally feel comfortable and confident in these everyday conversations. The key is to be regular and to, just do it consistently. And then, I like to think of this, I like this photo because I think it's like me and you. And I'm like, together we're, moving forward and boosting your confidence and, helping you to become so much better at small talk in English, but to feel confident and to be able to build those connections through English. Is the lessons get changed monthly? No, Mahesh, the lessons do not change monthly, but when I do add new stuff, and that is my project for 2019 is to update or to add some new lessons to this course, you get all of those new lessons for free, basically, because you've already got the course, you get the updates to the course. Let's see. So, concretely, what's in the course? There's 15 lessons. So you've got 15 audio dialogues, you've got the scripts, you've got the video lessons where I'm going through the conversations and explaining things to you, explaining the vocabulary, the grammar, the conversation techniques, the cultural insights. You've got interactive videos to give you some speaking practice to make sure that you get those reflexes to answer quickly and to keep the conversation moving forward. You get the corrections for those interactive videos, and you also get audio so that you can listen and also train your ear to be reactive and to understand in these small talk conversations. And like I said, when you join the Successful Small Talk course, you get immediate access to all of the lessons and you keep your access for life. It's not like, some online courses, they give you 6-month access or 1-year access. You buy it, you get it for life, and you get the updates that I add to the course in the future. Mahesh, you keep the original audio dialogues, but you'll also get new ones when I add them, for example, next year. So that way you can always go back and you can always revise, because revision is super important when you're learning a language. And, like I said, it's best to know what other students have said about this course. So, I asked students, what were the biggest benefits that you got from this course? And what they said is, I want to improve my I felt like I improved my global level of English. I felt like I had better speaking skills in English. I felt more comfortable and confident when I speak in English. Felt like I have the strategies and more expressions, so now I have more confidence too. It's like a virtuous cycle. And I've got more my vocabulary in terms of phrases are richer and more correct. So, when I ask previous students on this course, what did you get from it? These are some of the things that they shared with me, and so some of the things that you can get from the course as well. And there's a bonus. When you join the course, you get these small talk planners. And this is, it's just a simple one sheet thing that's going to help you to personalize everything that you're learning in the course. Bisho, in Mississippi, which city are you from? I'm from a little city called Pascagoula, which no one has ever heard of. But an interesting little fact about Pascagoula, it's famous, if we can call it famous. We have a legend that there were two men who were abducted by aliens in Pascagoula in the 1960s or something. So that's where I'm from. It's Pascagoula, where aliens come and abduct people. So anyway, going back, you get these small talk planners that's going to help you to really personalize everything that you're learning so that you can adapt it to your context and to your situation. And this was something that we just added last year, I think it was. After some students suggested it, they said, oh, the course is good, but I really wish I could listen to everything in the course, on my telephone while I'm in the car or jogging. And so you also get everything in MP3, the video, but the MP3 version, so that you can listen anywhere. And also, you get the student group. So you'll get an invitation to a student group on Facebook. And this is a group that is reserved only for students in one of my programs, the Fluency Club, Successful Small Talk, Get the Job, Understand Real American English as well, or a coaching program. So it's a very small group, but of super motivated students who are there and who want to improve their English just like you. I'm in there as well. And it's just a good way to get that support and the motivation from a nice positive community. Have you been abducted too? Thomas, I have not been abducted by aliens, but this is an interesting example of how small talk, it can go onto any discussion. I didn't think I would be discussing alien abduction tonight, but no, I've never been abducted by aliens, and my only experience is that I'm a big fan of the series X-Files. So like I said, when you join the course before midnight tonight, so in about 5 hours, you have about 5 hours, you're going to get a free copy of my book when it comes out in November. What was that? How to Avoid 50 Common Mistakes and Avoid Confusion in American English. And you're also going to get a free access to the course for your spouse, partner, or colleague. The only thing you'll do is, we'll see who joins the course tonight or who has already joined the course since we opened. And we'll get in contact with you and we'll organize to give access for free to someone of your choice. Sylvie, she's been abducted by a French guy. I was abducted by a French guy. That's a very cute way. I'll tell my husband. He'll laugh at that. So if you want speaking practice as well, there is that option. This is called the Booster Pack. So you get the online course, plus you get a 3-month group coaching program with me and with a very small group of other students in the course. And you'll get a free month of the Faster Fluency Conversation Club, which is my conversation group. Attila, if I don't see the names of everyone still here, but Attila, if you're still here, Attila is in the Fluency Club. So yes, Attila, you are still there. Great. So the Fluency Club is the conversation group where you get 3 conversations per week, up to 3 conversations per week. And the idea is that you practice speaking to get confidence because you're used to speaking English. Maria, can I buy only the booster pack? Yes, you can buy only the booster pack, definitely. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the prices and all of that, because that's important too, and how it all works. So, you know, what you're getting a learning path that makes it easy to improve, even if you're busy. Remember, 15, 20 minutes a day. You'll see that you can finally see a real change in your conversation fluency. You know, not just watching series, watching YouTube videos, and doing all of that stuff that you're doing alone, but you've got a fixed program and a fixed path to lead you to feel comfortable and not embarrassed about your English. And you get, you know, the opportunity to build connections. Raquel, okay, see ya. Have a lovely Sunday. Raquel, I see that you're leaving, but thanks a lot for coming. And so you get to build the connections. You do better work, and you get more opportunities in English. Louisa, what is the schedule for the booster classes? That's something that we decide, because it's going to be a very small group. After we finalize registrations for the booster classes, we'll basically get together as a group and decide together on a time that works for everyone. Because it's a small group, so it's very flexible. So it, you know, I work with you basically. So Carlos, I have a question. How can I feel what a person is saying to me? I mean, in my native language, a person is telling me this, then everyone's covered by somehow. Let's see. Sorry, I'm reading Carlos's question. I start laughing because I don't feel the emotion about this. Good question, Carlos. That's what we call emotional intelligence. And it basically comes through the contact with the language, with the situations, and really like developing a feel for the emotions and the situations and what's, you know, should I laugh? Is this funny? It comes with practice, which is why it is important to, you know, to practice regularly, basically. And Attila says you can meet a bunch of interesting people. That's the Fluency Club. Yeah, it's great because you do meet a lot of international people, and it's a lot of fun. So concretely, so the Essentials Pack. So this is the 15 lessons. It's like over 100 resources. We've got 2 payment options. Either you can do it in monthly payments, 34 euros a month. We tried to keep it kind of a low price for the monthly payments for anyone who wants the course, but you know, they need to be careful about their money as well. Go for the monthly payment plan. 34 euros per month for 9 months, but your access to the course is for life. Or you can do the single payment, which is 197 euros, and you do save a good 109 euros off of that if you do the single payment, just because it saves us. We don't have to work as hard to process a single payment as a monthly payment. And then for the, and like I said, lifetime access, your access never expires. That's for both payment plans. For the booster pack, again, you get the same thing as the online course. So the 15 lessons, 100 plus resources, plus you get that 3-month coaching program, 1 complimentary, that means free, month in the Faster Fluency Conversation Club so that you can practice making conversation. Coaching program is with me and with a very small group of students. And that one, it's 9 payments of 89 euros or a single payment of 597. So you save 204 euros on the single payment. And again, you get lifetime access to the online course with the booster pack. So your access never expires. And just to give you an idea of a comparison, the booster pack is 597 euros for a 3-month program with me and a very small group of students. Individual coaching with me for the same period, 3 months, is around 1,800 euros. So you can see that you're really getting a super deal on this, simply because we're going to be in a group, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Like, I'm super excited about this. Mahesh, which topics are we covering? We went through this earlier. Let me see if I remember. You've got a module on talking about your job and what you do. You've got a module on meeting someone nice, meeting someone for the first time, greeting them, welcoming them, making conversation, going to the restaurant, talking about food. Trying to see if I can remember everything. Books, movies, feelings, opinions, sensitive topics, and then also starting a conversation, finishing a conversation, talking about where you're from, what things to visit, interesting stories like alien abductions, things like that. So those are the topics that are covered in the small talk course. Like I said, when you join before midnight, you get that free access for a person of your choice, plus the ebook. Vera, it's not possible. But okay, Vera, no problem, no problem. Maybe next time. But still keep getting the emails from me this week, because I'm sending out a lot of good resources later this week. So even if you can't get the course right now, keep opening up those emails and clicking the things, because you're going to get a lot of bonus resources as well. And just for the guarantees, because that is important, of course, payment is secure. I know what it's like to buy things over the internet, and always asking that question, is this okay? It is super secure. You've got 30 days to try the course, which means if you think it's for you, but you're not sure, but you don't want to miss the opportunity, go ahead, get the course. You got 30 days to try it. If you get it and you're like, no, this is not exactly what I needed, just send me an email and I refund your money. No problems. Because I want you to be sure that this is for you, and I want you to be sure that you're going to do it. So you've got 30 days to try the course. You get answers to your questions in the Facebook group, the student Facebook group, and also in the course. You can leave comments and ask questions. I check that, I respond to you, and I help you with that. And of course, you get that positive, motivating attitude that you love at Speak English with Christina. And I say that because that's what students have told me in emails. It's not me telling you that I'm positive and motivating, but students have said that's what they really appreciate. And I hope you do too. So how do you join now? Go to, and I can put this in the chat, you can go to this page, choose your package, you'll be taken to the secure payment page, and basically you get access to everything. So you can start becoming more fluent and more confident in small talk today. And if you join tonight, you get that free access for your spouse, partner, or colleague. We will look at the students who joined the course tonight. And then after we finalize registrations on Friday, the 26th, which is when we close, registrations, we'll contact everyone to organize, to get the names and the email addresses of people who want to give that gift to their spouse, partner, or colleague. All right, so I'm gonna open the chat up to questions. I'm gonna pay a little more attention to your questions. I've been trying to do both, but let me make sure I answer your questions. Louisa, can I sign up for the basic course today and decide about the booster package later? If that's gonna be the thing that, decides if you do this or not, sure, go ahead, get the booster pack, get the essentials pack tonight. We'll start the coaching sessions in January, so maybe that gives you a little time, if you need to organize things or, get the budget or whatever it is. But I'm gonna say if that is the key to your decision, yeah, we'll be flexible on that. Farah, we have to pay to join the course tonight. if you want to get those free gifts, the ebook plus the free access for a colleague, friend, or spouse, yes, you do have to join the course tonight. After the registrations are open until Friday, October 26th, and after we close them. So you join tonight, you get a free access for someone that you care about. But if you just can't make the decision tonight, you do have until Friday to make that. Mahesh, about the booster program. Mahesh, if you can put a specific question about the booster program, that would be easier for me to answer. How can a person pay using the internet? Pierre, you simply go to, put this in the chat, you go to this page, that's your registration page. You go to the page where you'll have the two options to join the course, and you choose your option, and then you're going to go to a payment page where you can make the payment, and as soon as you do, you'll get instant access to the course because it creates your student account, it gives you access, and you can start working on it as soon as you want. Hisham, how long is the course? The course, you have access for life. So you can do it as much as you want. If you do one exercise per day, it's about 15 to 20 minutes, you can complete the 15 lessons in less than 3 months. So if you're regular with it, consistent, you can finish, you can, see these changes in less than 3 months, but you continue to have access for life so that you can come back, you can revise, and you can get, the updates to the course when I do add updates. Let's see. Okay, Genevieve, thank you very much. It was good to see you here as well. Thanks so much for coming. Genevieve, let's see, what is it? Coaching program button. I want to have, Eric, yes. I know that you have the booster program, and we are going to do the live sessions, the coaching and the conversation and everything. I'm waiting until Friday 26th where we finalize registrations, and then I'm going to personally reach out and contact everyone who signed up for the booster program because I want to welcome you individually for that program as well. So we'll meet on Skype or something. And also just to answer any questions and just to meet you, in fact, individually before we actually start everything with the booster pack. So I will get in touch with you after, let's say, starting the week of Monday, October 29th, to welcome you into the booster program. Marcos, is it a masterclass? The booster program, it's a little different from the masterclass tonight because it's a live interactive program. Tonight, I am the only one speaking, but in the booster program, it's we're all speaking. It's a conversation program, a coaching program. So it will be like me, you, a few other students, but we're all connected and we're discussing and working together, like if we were in a room together and we're working together on the course. Okay, any other questions? If you have questions, you can put them in the chat. If you want to be sure that you get these bonuses from tonight, and if you don't want to miss the deadline, I've put the registration page in the chat. Hang on, when they go to school, they learn English. What do they learn about? It's an interesting question. And this is a good small talk topic. Like, how do things happen in your country? What are the traditions or what are the systems? Yeah, we learn grammar, basically, like what's a subject, what's a verb, adjectives. We learn kind of the mechanics of the language, let's say. So yeah. Luis, what can you get an invoice for my company? Yes, Luis, we can give you an invoice for your company. Send me, when you join, send me an email. Put my email address, contact@christinarebuffet.com, but you have my email address all over the website. Just send me an email to say I need an invoice for my company, and we and my team will create an invoice for you. Mahesh, when can you join the booster program? You can join tonight. You just go to this page, choose the booster program, go ahead and check out, make your payment, and then you will be registered for the booster program. Christelle, you're very much welcome. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Yeah, think about it. Go onto the registration page, have a look, try the sample lesson. If you want to get those bonuses, you can join tonight. But if you want to take your time to think, you have until Friday. So yeah, do think about it. Joel, I want to be ready to take the FCE exam. How can I boost my English? Joel, send me an email, and we'll talk a little bit about that for the FCE exam, because I've got some different ideas that might help you for that, or that will help you, I'm sure. But yeah, send me an email. Okay, any other questions for tonight? No? What time are the conversations? Gladys, the conversations for the booster program, we decide that together with the students in the booster program because it is a small group. So after we finalize registrations, we'll decide together on a time and a day for the different sessions to make sure that it works for everybody. And if because of time zones it's a little complicated, we'll find a solution. The booster program is going to be pretty flexible, so we'll work out the time so that it works for everybody. How many sessions per week? Booster sessions in your fluency club. So that 1 month of fluency, there are 3 conversations per week. And then in the coaching program, which is a 3-month program, we've got 1 session every other week to give you the time to work on the module in the Successful Small Talk course, to prepare for the session, to come to the session, and then to practice all of that conversation and using the things that you learn in the course and getting feedback and help from me on that. So that's the sessions. If not tonight, when can I join? Mahesh, you have until Friday, October 26th to join. And after that, we close the registrations for this year. Let's see, I'm trying to open up, let's see. Okay, oh, Assis, well, thank you so much. And that's a very good use of the expression, takes my breath away. That's very kind, thank you so much. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So you guys, thank you so much for coming to this masterclass. I hope that you enjoyed it, that you got a lot of interesting tips for starting conversations, for keeping the conversations going, for boosting your confidence with that Jedi mind trick. Oh, happy birthday! Happy early birthday, Witaya, for Friday. Yeah, Mahesh, when does the next registration start? To be honest, I don't know yet. We haven't planned that far in the future with my team. It's not going to be this year, that's for sure. But I'm not sure. Okay, so thank you guys very much for coming, for spending your evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time it is. Just remember, if you want to go ahead and get the booster pack or the essentials pack, go to the registration page. I don't want you to miss those bonuses. But, most of all, I would just want to say thank you for coming. And yay, the technology, it worked. It didn't crash. We didn't have any major problems. So I just want to say thank you very much. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. And tomorrow, check your email boxes because you're going to get access to the entire first module of the first lesson, of the Successful Small Talk course. So you guys, I'm off to go to the gym or something now. So have a good one. And if you have any questions, Send me an email. But if you want to go ahead and join the course, go ahead, do it now so that you're sure to get those bonuses. All right, let's wrap this up. Aces, you're right. Let's wrap it up. You guys, see ya.